Hello, and welcome back to another Whirlwind Eclipse Premier Draft. Ashling Rekindle is here, and I think we want to take her over Tantful. We have been swinging wildly with the elemental decks. I mean, Eclipse Kithkin is also great. Kithkin cards are just very good. Rhyme Speaker is good in the elemental deck, but this could wheel, believe it or not. And I want to remove these untapped overlays. I am glad we picked up an elemental card. We're going to have to actually, unfortunately, send a sign that elementals are open by passing this Flamekin, because Ashling's Command is the highest win rate card in this set. I think it has something like a 68% game in hand win rate on 17 lands right now. Oh, not 68%, 67-ish. But still, very high. Nameless Inversion is great. It's a shapeshifter, so you can go grab it with Eclipse cards. And here, how do we change this? Let's see. Untapped, we want to turn off the overlay. I don't know if that's showing up. Oh, you can't see the untapped overlay, I don't think. Can you? You cannot. Okay. So we'll figure that out on our own time. Flamekin Guild Weaver is fine, but Tweeze is going to be, I think, a more important pickup. Filtering through cards is important. In this set, you don't want to be flooding out, and it's pretty easy to get to board stall. I would like the Guild Weaver to wheel over a Kolrath Mystic, and we will play a Prideful Feastling if we have to / have the mana. Flame Braider is great. Elementals does look open if 3 people pass this card at least. We have a solid elemental start. Okay, we'll take the Cinder Strike over the Flaring Cinder. Prism Basher is great, but it looks like we're going to be base red something, and that something could be green or blue, but we're just not sure yet. Prism Basher is double green, so it's a pretty heavy commitment to playing green as a main color instead of a splash. Okay, now what do we take here? Lofty Dreams? Way to make maybe our 2 or 3 drops relevant later in the game. Ashling Rekindled and Flame Braider do technically make this potentially very easy to cast. You get 2 mana from each of these cards, and you can potentially get the body from Ashling Rekindled, because you get the 2 mana without even tapping her body. Here we'll take a Kolrath Mystic. Just alright elemental filler. And I think I like Elder Auntie over Kolrath Mystic if we have Vivid Payoffs. We just don't have Vivid Payoffs yet. So let's take Boulder Dash. Feed the Flames is going to be a bit better than it normally looks because of what? Our lack of removal. We have essentially 3 removal spells already. Maybe in 4 if we get to cast Ashling's Command on the 2 damage to all opponent creatures. And the Guild Weaver and the Mystic did wheel. That's a good sign for our elemental slot. We'll take the Flamecaster, hope not to play it. And wow, this card is busted. We're going to have to ignore it. This is technically an elemental, but Temporal Cleansing is here, and the Guild Weaver here. So we'll hopefully wheel one of these red cards. We have a good amount of removal now. Let's take an Eclipsed Flamekin and not even mess around with potentially missing out on it. I would like a Shimmer Creep, but this was taken in the last pack when we saw, what was it, Ashling's Command? So I would love a Shimmer Creep here, but it's got to be the Eclipse card. Explosive Prodigy. And there's a Kolrath Zealot and a Kolrath Mystic to wheel. We definitely want these Kolrath Zealots. Ashling, not Ashling. Explosive Prodigy we're going to put over here because it's not really a 2-drop that you play on turn 2. It's more like a removal spell that leaves a 1/1 body left over. And here we'll grab Giant Fall. We have plenty of removal. I think we're going to have to prioritize early plays from here on out. Okay, here got Temporal Cleansing. And I'm curious if you ever want to play the Pester Guard outside of Merfolk. If you ever have so many Temporal Cleansings like we've had in Elemental, that plus Lofty Dreams, that you can just make 1/1s with her, that you want to do that. Maybe that's crazy. Unwelcome Sprite is not an elemental, but we'll take it. We desperately need 2 drops, and it's better than the Feisty Spikeling. We also do have instant speed spells like Tweeze, the Command, and that's it so far, but we could end up with more. I guess I'll end Giant Fall to trigger Surveil, which is just good value. We can't take Lava Leaper here. This is actively bad. It gives you the opponent ramp before we get to use it, and haste before we get to use haste, really. Except for this creature. It is an elemental. So let's take a Flaring Cinder, get some card, draw, discard. Cinder Strike is a card that has come down in my estimation. I think it's still good. There's a lot of cards that you get to kill for 1 mana. But we already have so much removal. I don't think it's necessarily like B plus level anymore. I think it's more like a C plus. Okay, let's see if we get some early plays out of the next pack. Not much for us here besides the Cinder Strike. Not much for us. Noggle the Mind is not great. It's removal if you really need removal, but we've got such a large removal pile already. Let's take it. Swat Away or Gristle Glutton to smooth things out. I think our mana is going to be good enough that we will want to take Swat Away here. Gristle Glutton, we already have draw and discard with Ashling Rekindled and the Flaring Cinder. We even have Feed the Flames. It's just, our removal pile is looking ridiculous now. Okay, this is a lot of card draw. I think I do want to take this. We don't have a ton of ways to splash green right now. But I'm curious to try this thing. I have not seen this very much. Let's see if we can get a way to play this. Also, if we're playing green, we can take this. How many elementals do we have? Would we ever want to consider a gathering stone? 12? I mean, we don't know that we're playing green. We really don't have a way to splash it. I guess we did miss out on a Cinder Strike, but we have so much removal. Plus, Ashling's command does 2 damage to all creatures, so killing a single creature, if we're just going to do with 2 toughness, doesn't make a ton of sense. If we're going to do 2 damage to each creature. After that, let's take the Gangly Stompling here. I don't think we play any of this. In fact, I see Stratosaur more as a likelihood than the Stompling. More removal. More removal. Guild Weaver. I think is the pickup here over a Spikeling. This would be nice. We probably do need another 2-drop though, right? Only 4 early drops. Let's take a Spikeling over Guild Weaver. It gives us another color for Vivid, which is going to be nice for the Explosive Prodigy. The Sentinel is fine. And then we're probably good on early drops. And didn't look like we got there on Risen Reef, unless we're going to play off one of the treasures. Nah. Created by Flamekin Guild Weaver. Let's have better mana, especially if we're going to play Swat Away. We don't want to be messing up our mana base. Okay, the build. We can probably cut some removal. Let's put do nothing cards over here. We can probably cut all these Mystics. Elder Auntie is giving us Convoke for Lofty Dreams and Temporal Cleansings. So I like leaving it, even though it's one of our only non-elementals. Trees. Is that a good enough reason? Probably not if we need to make cuts. Let's start with a cut of Elder Auntie. We'll cut Feed the Flames as well. That's probably our weakest removal spell. One, two, three, four, five, 6 early drops. That's enough. Mana value 4 or greater is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards in our deck. I'm almost tempted to play this. Is that crazy? I feel like we don't have power in our deck. Maybe that's wrong. We have 2 power, 2 drops. In a quantity of 3. 4 if you count the Soulbright Seeker. And then we can punch through with Guild Weavers. But then it feels like we're lacking big enough creatures. But maybe we have so much removal that doesn't matter. So let's keep it like that. 9 elementals. Plus a shapeshifter, so that's like 10 elementals. I'm curious to try out the Gathering Stone. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we can cut Giant Fall. We have so much removal. And we run either a Kolrath Mystic or an Enraged Flamecaster. We're gonna let game in hand win rate. The tiebreaker for these two. Enraged Flamecaster is 52.7%. That is pretty bad. Kolrath Mystic is 54%. That's also not good, but it's better than the Flamecaster, so we'll take it. All right, let's get in there. Well, it's 22. It's our first opponent. We have no play until turn 4. This has got to be mulliganed. This is better. We are on the play, right? So I actually like the Spikeling first. If we were on the draw, I would have kept the Sentinel. Okay. Oh, he's ramping and he's fixing. Green. So he's not fixing. Land miss is unfortunate. Glove Extractor. I guess we want to blow that thing up rather than play Soulbright Seeker. He has an elf in a graveyard. It's gonna be hard, I was gonna say, if we miss a land, because he's gonna be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 mana. Well, we're at 2. We're at 3, which is, you know, I guess an improvement. Let's attack with the Sprite at least. Drop our Elemental, probably grab a forest. Not a forest, a mountain. Boulder Dash and the Guild Weaver go to the bottom. And we'll take a screenshot. Actually, we have untapped for this very reason, right? Okay, that's a big boy. Let's drop Flame Braider. And hold up Swat Away. Tapping the 2 red mana may make it obvious we've got Swat Away, but there's also a counter spell. I think this is fine. We want to hit our 5th lane for Ashling's command. And drawing Temporal Cleansing is also okay. It's only reducing the cost of this by 1, which is kind of crazy. Alright, let's do this now. Can we draw the cards first, or are we going to Eclipsed Flamekin, enter the battlefield, trigger? Okay, we draw first, cool. Explosive Prodigy will do 3 damage. Is that better than Ashling Rekindled? I think it is. We can play it this turn. Blow up the Dignitary this turn, if he doesn't have protection. Send back the Pummeler by convoking with these guys. Now he's got 2 Wildvine Pummers on top of his deck. But we're going wide. Can hopefully punch through enough damage to get him here. Alright, let's play the Soulbright Seeker. Behold this elemental. If we attack through, we do 3, 5, 7, 8 damage. He goes to 2. That's good enough. He goes to 3. Not 2. Okay. 2 blockers, we have 6 attackers. Should be 4 damage, even if he has removal for something or 1 more blocker. Cool. Nice little curve out. We'll see how we fare against a better deck than a Wildvine Pumwer type deck. For, was it 6 mana, 5 mana? Next opponent will be Vengeful Pharaoh. We can take this. The Spikebling's the only thing we can't play. And I do like when we get to threaten with 2 power creatures with these elemental decks, because I think one of the problems I've seen is a lot of the bodies that you get with these elementals are not, they're not threatening much. You know, 2 power here, 1 power here. The Eclipsed Flamekin is a 1 power creature as well. Flaring Cinder is a 3 mana 3/2. Let's, I guess, attack with the Unwelcome Sprite first. He doesn't have the 1/2 flyer. So you can, I feel like, get to board stall pretty quickly with Elemental is my point. And there are some games we play against greeter decks where we wish that our Elementals just had reverse power and toughness. Let's attack here with just the Sprite. Drop the Spikeling and the Sentinel. Another swat away, okay. Well, if we just swing out. Alright, I'm going to take this trade. That's 1 less body to convoke with. And we can potentially get some nice value out of here if he convokes his bodies to cast an expensive card. We get to swat away the spell before it triggers its ETB. Like another Marrow Sky Swimmer. He's really noodling over there. He's got 5 mana, 7 Convoke mana, both colors, double pips. So I expect he should be able to cast just about everything in a Merfolk deck. Puts it right back on top, and that's where we'll send it again. If we send back the Marrow, we can attack with everything and do 4, 6, 7 damage. But he gets the ETB trigger, Marrow. I think we do this. And he actually opts to put it on the bottom. That's totally fine for us. We do have draw and discard. Or discard and draw off Flaring Cinder, Ashling Rekindled, and Tweeze. So we'll keep this mountain in hand. There's no card in our deck that we cannot play for 5 mana. Sure. Chump and some damage. We'll toss the mountain down here. And it is going to be tricky to beat him here. He's got 4 cards in hand. We've been flooding. Omni Changeling. What's he going to copy? The Kolrath Mystic. Not the Marrow Sky Swimmer? I mean, it does block. Ooh, Temporal Cleansing is nice. You can send back his only creature that can block. Looks like he has some action, though. His hand is lighting up. Did he just send it back? If so, that's great. He either needs to chump. Boo! Or take 6, which is not an option. Now he keeps the creature in. He doesn't need to take 6. He can chump with this Kolrath Mystic. Okay, and just any action would be nice to push through this last remaining damage. The only thing that can do damage to his face is Tweeze. We do have 1 copy of that. So if we could get 1 more damage in here. That would make sense if we have Tweeze in hand. Lofty Dreams is going to poke. Kolrath Mystic up to be a 6/4. Or we can make the Feisty Spikeling a 4 power for Striking Flyer and Kolrath Mystic, and they both threaten lethal. I like that. Please don't blow up Spikeling in response. This maybe made more sense than Sentinel, because if he blows up Sentinel, we draw a card. It's the weakest power creature, so like it's not threatening lethal with any other creature. Boo! We still get the pump and can replay it at least. And he has to block this, so let's attack both. Now Tweez would finish him off. Ashling's command would do it if he plays only 2 toughness creatures. He does not. He plays the Tributary Vaulter first. Ah, land was not what I wanted to see. Now he's going to be smacking us back for a lot of damage in the air, potentially. If he draws non-land cards first, otherwise he's going to poke us to death in 6 or 7 turns in the air. Okay, now that we have untapped, I can see there's a 65% chance we draw a non-land card. Ooh, Wanderbrine Creature is potentially going to be tricky for us. Giving him a life gain out of Tweez range. Okay, let's say Elemental. Let's toss this. Here come the merfolk. Alright, we're dead very soon. One more turn and we're dead here. Yuck. Okay. That clears the way. Do we want to get rid of Soulbright Seeker? We can give stuff trample. Make sure we get these right. We draw cards. We do 2 damage to everything he's got. I guess we also want to get to Tweez in case he's got something. So we'll ditch Soulbright Seeker. It doesn't do anything this turn except potentially have us trample over the merfolk, but that probably doesn't matter. Oh no, he can convoke. He could have convoked Wanderbrine Creature to gain some life there. Glad he didn't. Let's blow up his Tributary Vaulter. Drop a Flame Braider and smack him down to 2. Good game. Is he actually dead? On 3 can attack in. He could, I mean, he's not dead yet. Not dead yet. Unless we draw a Tweeze here. There's the Tweeze. And we did it. Gathering Stone, yeah. Coming around to the idea of that this may be a good card, and it may be a good card in a lot of decks. Like every once in a while, not every once in a while, sometimes we're building decks and we don't care a bunch about creature type, but that very much is the theme here. We have very often built elemental decks with double-digit elementals, elf decks with 12 plus elves, Kithkin decks with also double-digit Kithkin. And when that's the case, I think you're hitting cards enough that you can justify the 4 mana enchantment. Plus, if you miss, you still are getting a Surveil. Now, here do we want Ashling or Flamebraider? I think Flamebraider allows us to cast Guildweaver next turn. Whereas Ashling Rekindle does not, so we'll play Flamebraider. Because we would need to pay 1 blue mana to transform her. We get 2 mana back. Am I dumb? No, we would have been able to play Guildweaver. And Blossom Blind wouldn't have gotten us there. Okay, well. I like Ashling Rekindled here. Better than Kolrath Mystic, I think. Oh, and we're playing against elementals ourselves. He just also has a plains. Yup. Let's make it red. Cast this bad boy. Temporal cleansing his Blossom Bind or his Flaring Cinder? I think it's Flaring Cinder. We already have Ashling Rhinebound, adding 2 mana to cast CMC 4 or greater. So I don't know that this is doing a ton mana-wise. He did just blow it up, so I guess it does matter now. And here we play the Kolrath Mystic. I think we still do drop a land. Jill, I was thinking that like we already have 2 CMC 4 plus mana coming in each turn from our Ashling Rekindle, and nothing specifically for that in hand. So it's better to remove a 3/2 than to add a 2/2 to our side of the field. Let's attack here with both creatures. He'll trade up with his Flaring Cinder. We'll get some trample damage in. He won't be able to draw and discard. Discard and draw. Every time he plays a CMC 4 or greater. And Unwelcome Sprite is going to potentially surveil us some cards if we play Swat Away on his turn. Ah, he has a Gathering Stone of his own. So we want to beat him down before he pulls ahead with that. Hopefully he doesn't have a 2-drop here. He does not. So here's where we'll use Swat Away to potentially prevent an ETB. I don't think it's worth using on the Flame Chain Mauler. We attack through that with the Kolrath Mystic. That is certainly worth preventing the ETB on. We get a Surveil as well. Flamekin Guild Weaver, I think is that good enough? Because he's gonna play a 6/5. This will make us do 6 damage next turn. Then we'll have 4 power worth of trample. Now he has to chump, or he's gonna go, the 2. Well, we have a 2 power flyer. And I assume this turn will be occupied by playing Kolrath Zealot for 5 mana. No, he's hovering the sprite. Look, he's got removal. He does. Well, we have a Gathering Stone of our own, at least. Elemental. Fester Wellguard. I was thinking about adding that if we got enough Invoke. 2 damage to any target, 1 damage to any other. I think that's fine. Removes his Wellguard. And that's good to know. I wasn't thinking about that. This could do 2 damage to face, potentially. If we got Tweeze, we can kill someone from 5. Okay, yikes, that's a lot of damage. Now we are in trouble. He's going to be hitting us for 3 each turn in the air. Swat Away is keepable. In fact, he's going to have to chump with Soulbright Seeker. Swat Away is kind of bad with Gathering Stone, though, isn't it? Okay, let's surprise Swat Away. It's not even enchantment, it's creature. Maybe that should have been bottom, actually. So now we put the Stratosaur on top. He's gonna hit an elemental anyways. Or we could have done this on the Eclipsed Flamekin. But then he's drawn it for free off the stone. No, thank you. Tweeze, 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 tweeze. Is there any other way we can do 2 damage to the opponent? Straight up. Explosive Prodigy is any creature. Cinder Strike is creature. Ashling's command does damage to creature. Let's chill out. We should be dead this turn. Yep. You're just pays for that. Three, 9. I mean, we need to jump here, right? 3, 6, 8, 9. We technically live. Does it matter? Probably not. Ah, it is Tranquil Smart. Okay. Well, good game. Lost to a elemental deck that got their Gathering Stone first. And we weren't too far off from blowing them up. Alright, found the next opponent pretty quickly. And I don't love this, but we can keep it. We played the feisty Spikeling before just blowing up the Scarblade Scout. Ooh. Well. That's a pretty nice opening. Yule just is in the graveyard, so he just... That's it from the get-go. Let's behold Elemental while Spikeling is alive and then attack in with it. See if we can maybe get him. Because if he blocks with the Creekwood Safe Right, he goes down to 1 toughness, and then we can... Yes, our Spikeling dies, so he 1 for owes us, but then we 2-4-1 him back, evening the score at 2-2, and that Creekwood Safe Right is a problem. That thing is going to grow to be a 5-5 in 2 turns, and he's only invested 2 mana in it. I think we got away with this because we didn't play out a red mana. Cute little play there. And now he has to play Dundle Weaver without getting a card back, which is nice. Why? We're going to offer a trade here. I kind of don't want Temporal Cleansing that back, as he will potentially get value off playing it when he has 2 creatures on board. Let's blow something up now. If possible. Drop our Summit Sentinel, and we're not threatening much damage, but we are ahead on board. as the opponent is mana screwed. Not mana screwed anymore. Let's send that guy back to the Shadow Realm. And Ashling's command is great, but we don't have a cool elemental to copy right now. Okay, that would be a cool elemental to copy. And we would be able to blow up the Sunright Cavalry if we did that and the 2 damage on a turn. Okay, 3. We can do this 3 times. Add an extra mana, and then we will have 7 mana, so we can do both of this. So we need to do this first. Kaboomski, and then we do this. Alright, we will keep this mountain in hand. We can't play out Ashling Rekindled yet. And she's going to discard a card when she enters. Okay. We still can't attack through, really. Let's play Ashling Rekindled. After we add an extra mana here. Yuck. Wow, he just takes 3. Doesn't even want to block the Summit Sentinel. I think this deck would love like 1 unexpected assistance. Okay, goodbye. That's fine. That's our 1 drop. I was going to say, as long as Ashling Rekindled lives and we can get to some creatures, some actual plays. Four, 6 mana is probably enough. Willing to give him the Sentinel now. We potentially get a card we can play. We have enough mana to afford. Likes. non-land. Between. Probably the last land we will play. The Gnarlbark out. Move one of our creatures again. The Vinebred Crawler, though. Totally fair game. If he attacks both, we swat away. Yeah, the Brawler. Heck yes. We just swat this away now, Pre-combat, I can't think of anything that would blow us out. Kind of like putting him to 2. Maybe this is crazy because he could flash in the 4-2. Goodbye. That's fine. Put it on the non-token in case he has bounce. It's not likely, but another one is crazy. Now we have quite a few ways to finish him off. Oh, he gains 3 life though. Pretty good for him. Kithkin into Rooftop Percher. Add a ground blocker, make a 3/3 flying blocker, gain 3 life. Exile of our graveyard is not really going to be relevant. Yes, let's reveal this absolutely, and that's why we kept those. Lands in hand. Let's get rid of an island. Now let's get rid of, I guess, Rooftop Percher? Okay, now we got trees. Will he actually block with the Kithkin here? Yeah, that's fine. Need to connect for 2 more damage and then he's dead. Also, if we draw the... Have we already played it? 2 damage to 1 target, 1 damage to any other target. He's done so. Okay, that'll be 4 life when it comes in. Now that he has a emissary. No, thank you. Only 10 cards left in deck. I think we blowed this up actually. Let's go with our creatures. Get rid of an Oiland. attack with these two. And we did it. Alright. Gathering stone has been impressing me. I'm going to go forward with the assumption that it will be in any deck where we have 10 shared creature types or higher. Maru Miso, we're playing against a mythic player, fortunately. And we're playing with a card that does not have a turn to play. Same. Let's send one island back. What do we get rid of here? Cinder Strike? Doesn't have any targets for it yet. We just chill. Let's just chill. Okay, he's playing an elemental deck. He's got Forest, so he cares about Vivid. And here... drop a Guild Weaver, and we get the Cinder Strike. His flash. At least it's a 4-mana play for a 4-mana play. Explosive Prodigy has no target, so we will hopefully swat away a 4 or 5-mana play this turn. Yeah, it's a good thing to swat away. Do we actually get rid of Explosive Prodigy? I don't think so. Alright, does he play the Goofy Goofy again? Okay, that's another thing we want to swat away. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Oh, maybe we should have gotten rid of the Summit Sentinel. A little awkward when it turn out like that. But Lofty Dreams attack with Firing Cinder. Now he's down to Tweed range. We put him... we put him in... Now, let's put this on the Summit Sentinel. I was going to say, we put him in range of the... What is it called? Boulder Dash. 2 damage to any one target. 1 damage to any other target spell. If we equip Flaring Cinder. But there he is, gaining life. He's deciding whether to attack with Wistfulness or not. This thing would have blown up our stone had we played it, by the way. Let's drop a Flamekin first. Pre-combat. Oh no, Dweez to the bottom! Here, let's get rid of this mountain. We still could draw Boulder Dash if we get to connect one more time with the Summit Sentinel. So that's a lot of id. Green, blue, black, red. Enraged Flamecaster has reach, but we can... It's gonna have to be a chump block if he blocks. That is not going to have to be a chump block if he blocks. You're in trouble. Four blockers. Alright, let's start with blowing up Enraged Flamecaster, right? 4 blockers, 4 attackers. And we can attack with all creatures. Explosive Prodigy. More of his sneaker. Now he's in Boulder Dash range and Dweez range. Oh, thank goodness. He had big scary creatures. Oof was going to be pumping for what, Vivid 4? So I'm glad we played as aggressively as we did. Yeah. Yeah. Two cards that discard and draw on turn 2 and 3. If we want. I don't think we want. Do we want? So if we play Flame Braider, we can cast Ashling Rekindled and Flaring Cinder next turn. If they don't blow it up, they blow it up. We want double blue, so let's get rid of that mountain. There we go. Swap it for an island. Perfect. Just like we drew it up. I am going to keep all the cards in our hand. Blow up his Spike Wing and hit him for 3. Who knew that Flaring Cinder would be the most aggressive card in our deck? 2 games in a row. Well, and that's why he typically isn't. Now he's blocked. Explosive Prodigy will do X equals 2 damage. CMC 4 or greater, yep. Blue. So let's make this Lofty Dreams. Cast it on the Flaring Cinder. We could get a 1-mana red play. So we will keep a mountain untapped. And we attack. Sig. Uh-oh, does he count as white yet? He needs to transform first, I believe. But now his Vivid will be 3. You can blow up Ashling Rhymebound. Sismic. Change it in. Okay, mana value 4 or greater. Do we want to lose one of those mana? Do we want to lose a mana? To discard a card, draw a card. No. The answer is no, we don't have to. If we do this, then we can't hold up Swat Away, so it doesn't matter. Can we? We can't. I think I did that wrong. Okay, so what did we do? No, we cast Boulder Dash. We had to tap. Yeah, we could have tapped 2 red for Boulder Dash, 2 blue here, 2 blue here, and then hold up Swat away. But then we don't attack. Attacking is also maybe better. So, just an alternative line, not necessarily better. And we win. Less aggressive in terms of beating them down, more aggressive in terms of winning on board state, which is I typically feel is better, but opponent scooped, so maybe not. Alright, we have found our next match, and this is keepable with only blue. We have a 2 mana play, removal. You can play the Gathering Stone. The only thing we can't play is Ashling's Command, and we have several turns to get here. We have draw off this, we have surveil off this. And Swat Away is potentially very cool for us if we get to play out the Unwelcome Sprite. And then cast this for 2 mana to also get a surveil. Pushmaster. Will he bite to give haste? I doubt he does. Okay, there's a Mountain. We're racing. We will send this stinky little 2/2 back if he attacks. So that we can be mana efficient. We have plenty of removal in the deck as well. Like this. Surveil 2. If we can put a... No, thank you, no, thank you. Elemental second from the top, that would be cool. Because then we play Gathering Stone and immediately hit off it. But no such luck. There's World Card Sprite. Boo! Alright, Gathering Stone time. Elemental, for sure. Is not an elemental. Get it out of here. We want a creature to convoke this with. We want an elemental to copy with this. We want to draw for free off this. Brambleback Brute is alright. I assume he'll remove a bite counter this turn. Yeah, 3, 4. Please, we've seen so many lands. Draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure tokens. I guess we'll see what he does with creatures. We do that if he plays like a very cool X2. Because Gathering Stone is here, we could cast this and very easily hit a creature we could play in the same turn. we have creatures, I'm actually tempted to not play them out. Because we see the Cinder Strike in his hand. Oh my goodness. Elemental, please. Next turn. Can't even blight. Is that even worth it? Or we just do this before he can beat us down. This is sorcery speed, so we can't like blow up his Gristle Glutton as he goes to discard a card at the end of our turn. We'll play one island out, and then from then on, hold lands in hand. Oh, we already did. Alright, our chances of hitting Elemental are pretty high. .55% chance to see an Elemental off this stone here. Glide Daydreamer is going to be an issue. Smart to cast Cinder Strike on itself. Alright, let's start with Ashling Rekindle. Pitch an island. Guild Weaver. And I'm tempted to keep this for discard, but if we keep the Guild Weaver back, we can block the feisty Spikeling. And we can play Lofty Dreams on Flamekin Guildweaver, right? Or Ashling Rekindle. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we can't. We're 1 mana short. Okay, so playing that land was a mistake. Goodbye, Flamekin Guildweaver. Oh, he actually gets rid of our Ashling Rekindled. Yup, let's definitely reveal that. Behold an Elemental. Does it have a dream counter still? No, it's in his graveyard now. So let's tap. These guys. Don't get to discard and draw a card here, because we played that land, unfortunately. Let's keep temporal cleansing. Save it for his Goliath Daydreamer. Probably attack with a Spikeling here. He doesn't? Okay. Absolutely, we will reveal that. One, two, three. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 red mana. Let's do this. Spikeling. Explosive Prodigy. Blow up his Spikeling. Say goodbye to your Goliath Daydreamer. Miss out on discard and draw again. But attack for 11 damage. And he does put Goliath Daydreamer second from the top, so I feel like we're in a pretty good position here. He doesn't top deck some sort of crazy card. I don't know what it'd have to be here. It'd have to be... I guess even the red board wipe wouldn't do it. Alright, nice. Several misplays that game. Could have got more mana earlier with the mountain effect. The biggest misplay was playing an island when we didn't have to. And now we are at 6-2. So if we lose, this is where it all ends. If we win, we trophy. Who will the final boss be? Okay, let's fight out. Figure of Fable on turn 1 is terrifying. Seeing a bronze level final boss is not good. He probably has this crazy busted deck. And that thing is going to be unkillable if he gets to 6 mana soon. 4/5 is going to be hard to kill. I guess we have Temporal Cleansing. So maybe that's alright. I think we want all of this. I think it's greedy to get rid of a land to try and get a 3-drop. And same thing. We get rid of Summit Sentinel to try and get a 3-drop. That is too greedy. Although we can play the Guild Weaver next turn, right? By transforming. Tope. Red mana. Play this. Guild Weaver. Back out. Might have been better to sit back with Ashling, because then we can threaten to double block. even if he's got a trick. I don't want to invest in transforming Ashling yet. Do we want to make treasure tokens or draw here? I think we've got some good action. Let's create treasure tokens. Three, 5. We don't need to send Figure of Fable back yet. We can play Summit Sentinel, hold up, swat away if he attacks. And have Temporal Cleansing next turn after he's gone to 5 mana. And we just pray he doesn't have that uncommon protection spell in green. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll chump the Figure of Fable with our Summit Sentinel. Or chump the Mist Meadow, cancel, and swat away Figure of Fable. What do we think of this? Do this. And then swat away his Figure of Fable. So he doesn't get ETB. If he has protection, I guess the silver lining is he uses up here. We can Temporal Cleansing it. Okay, Daring Cinder. I don't think we transform. Seven damage in return is going to be tough. Maybe that's worth it though. Let's... If we do this here, do a lot of damage. Ooh, Explosive Prodigy. Do we play out this land? No, we have Temporal Cleansing. Yeah. Let's attack all first. That's a little scary. There is the +3/+3 combat trick. That's the only thing I can think of that we would die to besides the Prisma Bash. Or Appeal to Erdu, but I doubt he has Appeal to Erdu in a Kithkin deck. This is good. If we were dead, I think he would just do that play. So he's taking 3 damage in the air. We just need to do 1 trample. So we can play Explosive Prodigy, hit the Gallant Foul Knight. Transform, then we have 4 mana. If we play Prodigy, then we have -1 mana. We can still cast that if we play out the Mountain. We're gonna filter our card anyways. I think we decline. We Temporal Cleansing this bad boy. And he's dead. But for good measure, we'll play the Explosive Prodigy and do 2 damage to the Foul Knight. Okay, cool, we did it. That was a more like mid-rangey aggressive deck than we've ever built with elementals. We added more creatures with more power than toughness, and it worked out. We were able to push through damage with our big stack of removal. We had double-digit removal. I think maybe even 10. If we put removal in a pile over here. Multiple Swataways, multiple Temporal Cleansings, multiple Cinder Strikes, Tweeze, the Boulder Dash. We actually cut some removal in the form of Giant Fall and Feed the Flames. Explosive Prodigy. So we had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 removal spells. We're able to push through. Gathering Stone really impressed me. We're going to continue testing with that. Good games. We'll see you next time.